Gaffer, you must be delighted with your first 3 points of the season.
I'm delighted with 3 points, but it was a tough game. They played well. You know, you can see they're going to be up there or thereabouts, I would have thought. You know, we've worked very hard on our set plays, so we say to them nearly every day, set play is going to win us a game one day, where we haven't played well or not at our best, and we scored from a set play, and that's what happened today. But the main thing was really that the positive was we defended our penalty area. They had loads of crosses, loads of corners, loads of shots, and when the defenders didn't win it, then Mark came up with 3 or 4 unbelievable saves, proper saves, and it's what we know about him. You know, it's what we said. Get behind him, and he's a top keeper, and he's proving his worth right now because he's won us those 3 points.
Like you said, Gaffer, it's a goalkeeper that didn't have it all his own way. You showed faith, you brought him in to replace Lucas Coghlan and that, and he showed what a top keeper is. Like I said, it wasn't all just about him. Defended well, and everyone put in a shift today, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I mean, if we didn't head it and they headed it, then Mark was there. If they had a shot and we couldn't block it, which some we did, you know, then he was there again. You know what I mean? So, but there was a hell of a lot of balls going in there, and a hell of a lot of times we were first on the ball, and when they were first, Mark dealt with it, you know, or we had numbers around, if you like. So all in all, it's lovely to have the 3 points. You know, I can use it a little bit of an excuse now that we had 9.5, 10 hours on a bus. That unfortunately had a few little bits wrong with it at the time, some very important bits in this heat. And I felt right from the off we did look a little bit jaded. We looked tired. We looked, you know, we wasn't as fresh and as bright as I'd like us to have been. I wouldn't have said that if we'd have lost. But we mothered the goal well, as we say. So once again, it just proves to all our mums how much we love them.
When you brought Brett McGavin in, you said you'd like to see him in a bit more of an attacking role than he was playing at Kings Lynn, and lo and behold, he's come up with the winning goal today. He's
got good technique and he's clever as well. So you know, he's not always the quickest, but he is clever and he can play that number 10 sort of role. Because I thought Will worked his socks off up front, because often he was up there on his own, certainly late on. But you know when the ball falls to him, and it does fall to him because he's a clever footballer, and you know he doesn't miss from 3 yards or whatever it was. You know, and even so, it was a really good strike, wasn't it? And we was happy, but we looked at the watch, and it still had about 20 odd minutes to go or something. Oh my God, we needed a second goal, but didn't come. But we kept him out.
And obviously you're paid to make the decisions, and you've got almost everybody one right, I think, today, Gaffer. Sean Donnellan had an excellent debut in defence.
Yeah, he did. He did have a terrific game. He got himself a lot of headers, and he's a strong lad. He'll get better because he hasn't done a lot of training because of that ankle. We got a lot of people out there. Lapsley's been out a long time. Ace has been out a long time. Donnellan's been out a long time. You know, there's others as well that, you know, I don't want to go through the team. But we're not that 90 minutes fit just yet, which is, remember I said 3 weeks ago, we got to get fit in games, because not all of them have had their full 6 weeks training. They've not had their 6 weeks pre-season properly. You know, we were getting injuries, weren't we, left, right and centre, and we got Martin still out, Ali's out, Jarvis is out. You know, they're the types of people you need around, and when we get them around as well, then we'll be a strong unit once we get playing again.
And finally, Gav, just a quick mention for the Torquay fans that made a huge trip in this heat to support your team today. They did a great job in cheering them on those final minutes.
They always do a great job, don't they? And I forsake my fist pump today to let Mark do it, because he deserved it, that was for sure. He done it behind me. I didn't know whether he'd done it or not, but they all cheered anyway. So yeah, they're fantastic, and that's a commitment. It's the same commitment we showed in that penalty area, they showed up there, and they showed getting here. I mean, how hard is it nowadays to travel up motorways and come this distance? And probably without them, you know, maybe you're a few percent less on the pitch, you know, because you know they've come a long way, and we always mention that as well. So I'm pleased for them. They can go back at least happy, as long as they don't dissect the game too closely. We'll get better.
Well, Gaffer, especially in this extreme heat, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on a fantastic result.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's a great result.